Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jack. Several times in the past I've had questions and comments on my videos on what I use for an electronics lab. So today I'm going to talk about that and how I built it out. It's been a real challenge because the space I'm in is about 13 feet by 13 feet. It's a room in the basement of my home, and it encompasses actually three different areas. One is the electronics lab, one is the amateur radio station, and one is a small chemical lab as well. And the challenge with this has been to fit all of this in a 13 foot by 13 foot room with all the associated storage that goes along with it. So let's take a look at what I have. Okay, this is the electronics lab part of the room. It's pretty much self-contained on one lab bench, not counting storage. So let's go through it and show you what I have. So over here up against the wall is my wire rack. These are the spools of hookup wire I use, and it's all sorted by gauge of wire and whether it's stranded or solid. Underneath that is the test leads you can see right here. That includes scope probes, bare wire, and alligator clip leads. Right over here to the left is USB cables, all different types of terminations for USB cables. Okay, let's talk about lighting for a minute. Because of the detailed nature of electronics work, you need a lot of light on a particular item you're working on. So I have three levels. I have in-ceiling lights here. I have an adjustable arm light here that's movable. And then underneath the top shelf I have LED strip lighting that I can put on. I don't necessarily use them all at once, but sometimes I do, and it's very helpful. Okay, as far as what the test equipment consists of, there's a capacitor meter here, measure capacitors. There's a small DVM here, pocket DVM, which I use to carry to the garage and other outside locations. It's just easy to put in my pocket. Then here I have several power supplies. This is a quad power supply. A couple of these are dual power supplies, and they're DC from 0 to about 20 volts. And I have a universal counter here, a function generator, a fixed power supply, a resistance box here, and some connectors and components for the breadboard, which I'll show you in a minute. Over here are my bench DVMs, so I can have I have four DVMs here lined up, and I can measure four parameters all at once: a voltage, current, a resistance, and it's easy to just move the leads down to the bench. Over here I have a 2-channel oscilloscope that needs some refurbishment. Some of the switches are getting flaky here. And then there's a LaCroix 1 gigahertz 4-channel scope you can see right here. Okay, let's look at the bench itself, where I do most of the work. Over here on the left, you can see I have an air gun here that goes to my air compressor, and that's very helpful to blow boards off or dry them after I put alcohol on them, or for general purposes. And then this mat here is grounded, and I have a ground going to the bench for radio grounds. This is the breadboard I was talking about, solderless breadboard where you plug in stuff. And this is really an invaluable piece of equipment here, this microscope. I use this quite a bit, especially since I have N-scale model trains, and it's a 3D microscope with its own light source. You can see here, and it really lets me focus in when I'm doing soldering on very small scale. Here I have 3 vices. I have a regular fixed vise. I have a Pana vise, which is helpful for working on circuit boards. You can see here. You can operate it so that it's horizontal or vertical, or turn it around and go to the back side of it. And then on the right hand side here If you can see this, this is a just general purpose vise, which I don't use that much, but it's available. Two different soldering stations here. One is adjustable and one is fixed. One is a Metrical one, calibrated, and this is an adjustable one. Also, on the right hand side here, behind the carousel, I have a portable soldering iron which I bring outside or wherever I need it. And this is a very important feature. If I didn't find this, I would have had to build one. This holds a tremendous amount of tools in a small space. And I have scissors and brushes and cutters and tweezers and flat blade and Phillips head screwdrivers, mirrors, everything goes right in here. This has been discontinued. I've tried to find another one, but it's no luck. But this is very, very valuable to me. Also, on the left-hand side of the bench, you can see my tool chest, and in there is a bunch of tape, heavy-duty soldering irons and soldering guns, temperature measuring devices, digital temperature meters, and infrared temperature meters, and a bunch of miscellaneous test equipment. Down below, let me see if I can focus in on that. So here I have storage for wall warts. I got a bunch of wall warts, and I put them in some containers I got from Walmart, and they're labeled by voltages. These are 12 volts, this is 0 to 11, this is 15 to 32, and up here is the variable ones. Down below that I have fans and blowers right here in this tub. Over here I have audio equipment, blank chassis if I want to build something like bud boxes. Over here I have my storage for my train parts, couplers, and things of that nature. Over here is an old Geiger counter from the 50s, and here is my connectors for RJ45 connectors and telephone connectors, and underneath that is magnet wire. Okay, so now I'll show you the real bulk storage I have in the lab. So here I have 30 wooden drawers that I built in my woodworking shop to hold bulk level components, and you can see they're all labeled, and they're also some of them are divided, you can see here, into fourths, so I can fit different, like this is cable clamps, different sizes of material in there. Some of them are just divided in half. So that's where a lot of the bulk storage for bulk components go. And then above that I have my some manuals and a tie wrap storage area right here, along with shrink tubing. And on the other side of the lab I have my component storage. So in these storage drawers, up at the top are mechanical fasteners, screws, nuts, bolts, organized by size, grommets, columns, things like that. Down here are the electronic components, resistors, capacitors, potentiometers, and ICs are at the bottom. Transistors, diodes, and ICs are at the bottom for all semiconductors. So that's my main component storage area. So that's a quick tour of my lab. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified of any new videos I'm going to be coming up with in the future. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.